can talk about is we ended 2025 well, as the songwriter wrote, through all the changing scenes of life. In trouble and in joy, the praises of God I will sing. And so we can borrow a page from that and talk about throughout the changing scenes of 2025. We ended with our chests out, and we ended on the hill. Although we had valley moments, we had a lot to thank God for. And so 2025 was good for us.
Oh, amazing. Thank God. I was telling Eno yesterday on the show that I went out, on the penultimate day of the year, 2025. I was on the streets with a microphone, talking to people, asking them how the year went for them. And one thing cut through all of the responses. It was a difficult year, but we are grateful for life. And listening to you say similar, I'm like, wow, must have really been. What would you say were your highlights, right, from the past year? Putting everything, together.
Well, that's also difficult to answer because I don't record stuff like that. I mean, one thing can lead to another. So highlights, it will be difficult.
I'm asking because, again, being here, we see the effort you put into creating, a lot of the programs and the events we see. And the impact behind some of the stories are unmatched. So I don't know what you would say, stood out for you. I hand on my chest to say maybe 2 years ago, the dam spillage and the kind of response we saw. But that was some years ago. Last year, I see how, for example, ordinary people benefited off an idea to create value for their farm produce. And I say, this is leadership, right? So I don't know, you could look at the programs you had to say, maybe this one stood out for me or that stood out for me. But top of my head, I would probably say Agrifair and the fact that we had to repeat it again, based on its successes. I'm sure you do have something to say about it.
Okay, so now you put it in context. So you're talking about our
ChannelOne
offerings, ChannelOne, Citi FM. Yeah, Agrifair was good. So
many others, to be fair, you can't take some and leave some because then everything had value created.
So Agrifair was good. Truth is, and as most people will remember, we didn't start 2025 with Agrifair
in mind.
No, not at all. It didn't pop up at any point. I think I was on CBS SundayBreakfast show, one of the discussions, and something to do with the agri value chain, and it just popped up, and I said it right on there that Bernard, in the next 2 months, we'll be doing Agrifair, and he was hearing it for the first time, which is strange. Indeed, if it were one of our events, he would have known.
Yeah.
And I remember when I said that on radio, the moment I finished, I saw a call from Frima.
Is that something I should know?
Head of events.
Is that something I should know?
Were you joking or you meant that we are going to do that thing? I said, yeah, we'll do it. He said, hey, and we ended the conversation. So it was one of those spontaneous responses to our environment and the need, driven by the needs of the day. So that's what actually prompted us to do the Agrifair. But the point is, the idea itself is not a new idea, I must say. I think it is the packaging and then the timing that made it unique.
Interesting.
Let me just build on your question. Some of the events, programs that we do here mostly come from you and your ideas. How do you sit down and say, okay, Sunday, there's a gap. Let's do Sunday breakfast. How do those ideas drop in your mind?
Well, not everything comes from me. Let me put that one first. But I'll say that everything passes through me.
Okay.
You understand? Because the ideation process itself is not an event. It's not a one-off thing that, today we met and we decided and we're moving. It goes through phases. It goes through phases. So yes, some would come from me, but even with the ones that come from me, I will make sure that I run it by key people, not key managers, key people.
Key people.
There are times that I throw it to my driver.
I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, to get his response, what it will feel like, At times I call someone like Nanache, the security guy, and then I have a conversation with. So the ideation, because you see, it's not about me, or it's not about the people within my circles. It goes beyond that. Okay.
Wow.
So the ideation process it will pass through me, but it's not just about me.
Right.
Okay.
I'll come back to you on a question on how you're able to keep the consistency, because it's interesting you just mentioned this. I've seen an interview with you from 10 years ago talking about how you'd, have security people, drivers walk into your office, run an idea with you because from your experiences in the UK, you did some security work. I'm like,
I still have my ID card.
of the security work you did in the
Yes,
UK.
please. Yes, please.
Wow.
We'll come back to that. Maybe we should just circle back a little, right? So,
Yeah.
Hector School,
From the
Soldier
beginning.
Line in KJTR.
No, Sojala is not KJTR.
In Bantama.
Yeah, Bantama,
There was also, I think, at a point,
New Hope.
New Hope.
Yeah,
You know,
Kolebu, yeah.
then of course, Suedo along the line. Then of course,
secondary,
Laboni,
He left
the
state experimental.
State Experimental. Of course, tech.
Yeah.
A major part of all of this. How's the journey been? Your schooling. Were you going through all of this, knowing that you wanted to end up this way?
They invited me here that we should talk about the year. See
I want our viewers to get, the benefit of
who Cement is
from
holistically, yeah.
growing up until this point.
Yeah.
It's a story you've shared some time, but
So you're looking at the chronology.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I started the whole life thing as a kid in Kumasi. Although my larger family was predominantly Gan. So my mother's side. In fact, in our house in Swami, they call it in Kranfonifi. I'm in Kranfonifi. You understand? Because my grandmother would cook kinky and stuff like that. So, yeah, but some of the schools that I look from year 1 to year 6, our time before you enter secondary school, I changed 6 schools. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Because I look at them like that's a lot of schools
Were you
for
moving?
Yeah, moving.
Okay.
Today you are with your dad, tomorrow you are with your mother, tomorrow you are with your auntie. And so, I was just happy, man. I was just happy.
Of course.
Does that
you
account
were.
for your different experiences, right? Because
Oh, definitely.
one time on the morning show, they are talking about how to wrap cassava something. Someone
you've
has
done
an
it
idea. If it's not a tribute choir,
He's tasted it before.
Yeah, but
it's something
I hear
else.
you talk about that thing. There's really nothing like that.
Really?
Oh, no, there's nothing like
So how did they
contributing.
come?
I've eaten some before. It's not
No,
Ochimini.
it's Akrantie.
So how come all the listeners and
But
callers
after-
No, they haven't eaten. This
After you
point is
eat
not.
it.
You can't eat that thing. It's not true. Don't mind them. Akrantie, yes. Yeah, Ochimini,
But
no.
Ochimini is not a thing.
No, you should see. Ochimini is not it's an unsightly thing to see, please.
and they kept showing us how to go about it and
No.
be
It's
like,
Akrantie, yes, but not
Yeah.
such.
Not
Ochimini is, is in the bush somewhere. So really, what are you going to do with it? Yeah. So I started with Central. You know Central Preparatory School?
No.
Oh, Kumasi guy, don't know Central. The one on top of KGT, near the police barracks.
Okay.
Yeah, they wear blue. That's why I did my KG. And then in Shiasu International School.
Okay.
Before I moved to Sojala, Complex, class 1.
Complex.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then from Complex, I moved to State Experimental School. State Experimental School in Dakujum. She knows Dakojum.
Yes, I know that.
Because the walking distance from where I live, TUC Estates. And then from there, swing to Odan for Hector. Akim Odan.
There was in Shaeso somewhere, right?
That's, in Shaeso is,
State experimental.
no, in Shaeso.
In Shaeso Basic.
No, in Shaeso International School.
In Shaeso International School.
I did Central and in Shaeso International School.
Okay.
But State Experimental too is in Shaeso.
Okay.
So Shaeso, Dakojum. So, yeah. So, before I did New Hope School in Kolebu.
Yeah.
And then secondary school, Swedu Secondary School.
Wow.
And
Then Swesco,
that's Swedu Secondary
That's
School.
Swedu.
Yeah, I
School,
mean,
1
yeah.
to 5.
as in Laboni after
Laboni is sixth form, 2 years.
2 years.
And then KNUS.
So what's with Presec trying to like, you know?
No. Presley Boys is, I don't know how it's like. Those days, Presec was like the citadel of learning.
Okay.
Yeah, and they had different modules available for afternoon students who were not necessarily official students of the school, but the teachers had some extra classes thing for, we used to call it pinky. They would wear pink shirts and, dress like proper sixth form. And then there were those of us who moved in to live on Presec campus on holidays when the juniors are home.
Okay.
And because I was in Laboni, I'll go to Presec. Once we vacated, the following day I'm in Presec. So I stayed there throughout the period with the Presec people.
I can imagine.
And that's where you are also motivated to study like they do.
Oh, right.
So that's why most of my friends come
They're
from
trying
that.
to claim you. And then sometimes you went to KNUST from
I went
there.
to proudly, please.
Proudly.
You need to
I'm
shout
sorry,
it out.
Proudly.
KNUST, please.
And then
This
you
was
did your
what, in the
MBA in the
90s,
UK.
92,
No, I entered KNUST in 89.
89.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 1992, yes.
So you left in 92
yes,
rather?
yes.
Or
Right.
computer science?
I did computer science.
this something
by
you
the
always
grace
wanted
of
to
God. Let me
study?
add, by the grace of God.
How did you pivot from IT into media?
Well, I'm still in IT, man. I get you. But the interesting thing is, I never planned on doing computer science to start with. I chose pharmacy.
Really?
Oh.
Yes.
I'm imagining someone the pharmacist.
I chose pharmacy because prior to our time, you could do mathematics and still do pharmacy.
Okay.
And I think it was our time that they changed it.
Okay.
So I was left with nothing. And so the dean of the faculty of pharmacy, Professor Kwame Sapon, who I knew personally, is the one who now told me that, Kofi, look, we can't take you because the maths thing. So I'll see what I can do with engineering, So I was home waiting, and so myself and a very good friend of mine, who is now a politician, called Elvis Efri Ankra.
Okay.
You didn't know Elvis was my brother. So Elvis and I
I would have
traveled
guessed
from
some
Accra.
rather.
Say again?
I would have guessed some Kranchanka rather.
No, he's a senior guy to us, yeah.
Okay.
So Elvis and I moved from Accra. At that time, school had reopened. We didn't have admission, but we carried our things and went.
Wow. That's
We also
bold.
went.
Unbelievable.
So, but eventually I got into computer science, and but Elvis had to come back and move and go to Legon, because he had other plans.
Wow.
So that's how I got into computer science. Yes.
science.
And you left it a second lower.
Yes, proudly so.
Proudly so.
Yeah.
There's
As I said-
no guarantee of later success in life, and
No,
the kind of
second lower.
even though it's very important.
And I tell friends that I'm sure that if I had done another 2 years, the lower would have come down. Because, Charlie, the thing started from first class. I was coming down to lower. I said, hey, let me leave quickly before the thing goes down.
Oh God, it's
So
been
you went on to
unbelievable.
do an MBA.
Much later, I think 10 years after. Yeah, 10 years after. I
10
did
years
MBA
after.
10 years after.
This was after you had already started and done some, significant work in the media.
I did MBA after I left multimedia. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think your entry into Ghana media and the work you've done is pretty much well documented. I've seen accounts of it in quite some books and interviews I've seen.
books.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to see.
We'll come to the Citi FM story, ChannelOne TV, and all of it. But how has the experience been for you in media, right? I ask this because it seems to me that there's a certain price you have to pay for it, right? So maybe talk us through what will you say again? I'm coming back to the main successes.
Okay, so it's all contained in a book I'm writing. And the title of the book is In Search of a Career.
You heard it here first.
In search of a career.
Yes,
heard
In
it
Search
here
of a
first.
Career.
Wow. And this is going to chronicle your
My career
experience.
journey. My
Wow.
career journey. Because, as you rightly said, I never set out to do anything in media. And I don't know if I've said this before, but KNUST, back in the day, I don't know about now, was very heavy on events. I mean, no other university, apart from UCC. As for Legon, they are not part of anything.
you have to calm down.
No. They were the book, like, let's study, let's be lawyers,
Humanities.
which also has it. But in terms of campus activation and engagement, it was KNUST.
When you say campus activation and engagement.
Events,
Okay.
students' interaction,
Okay.
And I always said that it's because Legon, every weekend, everybody is going home.
Does that include like student activism?
No, that's a different thing. That's
And
a
that you
different thing.
probably credit Legon, right?
Not necessarily. There's no scientific, no.
Really?
No.
Why are you trying to push
No.
your school
No,
down?
I'm trying to understand
No,
what
but I'll
the
give you the
situation.
answer.
Yeah, because
The student activism, I won't give it to Legon.
necessarily.
No, I mean, every school had their own space to deal with.
Right.
Okay?
Let's
Yes,
go.
please.
Yes.
So the kind of experiences that we had was largely driven by the degree of interaction that we had in school. And events here, hall weeks here, faculty weeks here, students association, they had the ASU, your people. Asante Students Union, they were loud people.
Very vibrant.
Put them
On the ground.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was in medical school, but he was there.
Actually, he wasn't a member of ASU, but he was associated somewhere. But, the last, and I used to MC a lot. I mean, you see why my average was coming down. I spent more time doing a lot.
I can imagine. For a computer science student, ordinarily, you don't expect them to be very articulate and openly in everybody's faces.
Papa. So then I was the president of the Computer Science Association in school. I was the exchange controller for ISEC. You know ISEC?
I know ISEC, yeah.
I mean, ISEC alone took about 60% of my time.
Wow.
How about the CRIFE?
IHCF, I was involved with IHCF, Interhall Christian Fellowship. I was involved in Queen's Hall Fellowship.
Did you have
Oh, you were at
UCF?
Queen's Hall?
At that time, UCF hadn't started properly. Yeah, I was in Queen's Hall, proudly so. Thank you very much.
I like that.
And, so I was everywhere.
Everywhere.
And
That explains the
So-
GPA.
so I was making a point. The last event that I hosted on campus, when we finished the event, there's a lady who was the hall mistress, or, is it a hall mistress?
Yeah.
There's a hall master,
And the
hall
hall
mistress.
mistress, yeah.
The hall mistress, I forget her name. Before, it was Dr. Mrs. J.B. Ofosu. For her, I remember very well. And then this lady who took over, she took over from Dr. Dibifuzu. And then another man from School of Engineering, Dr. Antonio, mechanical engineering. They called me on the side and said that you probably should consider working at GBC after school. I said, huh? G who? He said, no, take it seriously. You do so well. You have to work at GBC. Look, I dismissed it with demonic measure. It's like, Charlie, hey, GBC, no, I don't want that kind of thing, you know. So it was much later, I situated it within what they said to me. I'm like, well, they will say GBC because at the time it was GBC alone, you know. But here am I doing exactly what they were.
Interesting, I know. But at what time did your very good friend Daniel Chum come into the picture, you know, after which you considered then actually venturing into media? Again,
Queen Sol. Really? It all started with Queen Sol. Danny was a very, very good friend. We were in Queen Sol together. He was an electrical engineering student and a very good one at that. And we organized a lot of events together.
Oh, wow.
We did a lot together.
So you started event organization.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, within Queen Sol. And funny enough, most of the time we're doing anything in Queen Sol, we had a permanent chairman, Carlos Kingsley Ahinkra.
Oh, yes, former Tema West MP.
Oh, wow.
I hear a story about how back on campus, you know, he was the only one who used to drive.
No, in Queen's Hall.
In Queen's Hall.
Yes.
One of the few people who used to drive.
Yeah, because, you know, they say that he's a Tema boy.
Yeah.
But he used to drive from Tema. His car is parked in front of Queen's Hall.
And he was at that age, 22, 23.
No, he was as young as it.
And he was already working. Because I understand.
No, he's a Tema boy. So most of the Tema boys were working. So.
And they had money.
And truth is, Carlos wasn't just working, he had money.
He had money.
Oh,
you know, I hear you say he used to give people money sometimes.
No, yeah, Carlos, if you get close, he will give you something. So,
Carlos I did there. Oh, unbelievable.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's Queen's Hall.
So, I want us to come to Citi. Where were you when you got the call to set up Citi FM?
Oh, where was I?
Liberia?
Between Liberia and Sierra Leone, I forget. Must be Sierra Leone. Must be Freetown, yes.
At this time, you were with Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola, West Africa.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, I was with Coca-Cola as a market developer, so I moved. I didn't sit at one place. I moved. Every 2 weeks, I'm on the move, like that.
There's an interesting